What is up, everybody? It is Guy Smiley here on this beautiful Friday with another video for you all, and this time we have a mock review, finally, of the build that you guys may have seen the mock update on. We finally got this rotating display stand in the double unboxing from last week that you guys probably saw on Friday, but we're finally going to be able to do a mock review of this alien mech that I built. I couldn't really think of a better name for it. If you guys have a better name, please do leave a comment down below with that name, and maybe I will just title the Flickr photo post with that name, and maybe this YouTube video with that name if I like it enough. So without further ado, let's start talking about this build here. It uses 380 pieces, and I know this because I built it in LDD as well. I was actually surprised I was able to get that done because I felt like I was using a lot of illegal techniques and just things that would not work in a digital software if I was going to try to build this in that. But when I started building it, I was actually finding out that everything was working out pretty well. I was able to get all the techniques and all the main parts of the build done. The only thing was this chest area. I was not able to connect those pieces with that illegal technique. I don't like to use illegal techniques, but unfortunately I couldn't really figure out a better way to get the ribs, the actual rib bones done like that. So I had to do that. I think it works out okay. I don't mind using it in that case, but I was not able to do that in Digital Designer, of course. So you guys may notice that there are some pieces missing on the build. That's because even though I made a bricklink order for this, I actually did not order enough pieces. So that just goes to show that before you make your bricklink orders, you do need to actually plan what parts you're going to actually need so you don't end up with not enough pieces. I really like the way it turned out, actually. It looks really nicely. It looks really nice. I've been working on this for a very long time. Upwards of 3 months, actually, because I kind of like started it and then I sat it down and I didn't come back to it for a very long time because I couldn't really figure out what I wanted to do with this. Actually, I was very kind of lost because there was a certain way I wanted it to look, but then it wasn't really going that way, so I tried something else because I wanted it to look kind of like a half biological and a half mechanical creature. Kind of like General Grievous from Star Wars, and then I didn't want it to look too bulky either. So the main problem that I had when building this was the shoulders, actually, because the shoulders were actually always looking a little bit too bulky with the first versions that I built. And then I figured out that I kind of needed to have them kind of separated from the actual neck area. So they kind of looked like they were a separate kind of thing, so they didn't look like they were actually armor. They looked like actual part of the like the body of the mech. So I kind of used these rounded pieces there to make it look like they're kind of separated, and then I actually blended the shoulders to the actual neck area with these really cool flowing back kind of spikes there with the 1x2 slopes in the back. I really like the way it turned out. I really love the way that those spikes are flowing backwards. It really adds a lot to the mech. And I'll probably put some other videos on the screen right now. But it looks really nice. I'm really happy with the way that turned out because it kind of reminds me of some creature from Halo. I don't know which one, but there was a creature in Halo that had kind of like the two backwards flowing spikes on its back neck area. So that turned out really nicely. And for the head, I was kind of inspired by Aliens, the movie. I was trying to make it look kind of like the aliens head from the movie Aliens. And it's kind of got like a shell, and then it kind of has another head on the inside there, as you can see, that kind of is like the protected by the outer shell. The big, like, hardened outer shell is protecting the little head on the inside. And the orange piece is actually supposed to be the eye. And then that little black thing there is just a piece of tape that I cut out to make the pupil of the eye. So it's not just like an orange thing. It makes it look a lot more like an eye, actually, because if it's just an orange thing there, it could be almost anything, really. And I used to actually have a tongue on there. I'll show you a clip with the tongue. But I didn't actually keep that in the final photo. I don't actually know why. I think I just forgot about it. But it does look pretty cool with a tongue as well. Because it kind of adds like another level of like it makes it look more like a real creature, not just a robot, because robots don't really normally have tongues, actually. So and the chest was another area that kind of gave me a little bit of trouble because the rib cage actually came together pretty well, but as you can see on the back there, It does have the transparent green and transparent purple parts in there, but when I was taking the pictures, I actually could not see those transparent pieces inside the rib cage. And I wanted you to be able to see some color in there, some kind of color, so I actually changed it to red, which actually looks a lot better in the final picture because it kind of looks like a heart is inside the rib cage, which would really be really cool if there was actually a heart in there. Because it's like a robot powered by an actual like organism's heart, which is pretty strange, and it'd be something that like you'd really be likely to find on an alien planet. And it looked really nice in the final picture, so I actually kept that as red, but I didn't actually change the back to red yet, because I didn't actually take a picture of the back for Flickr, so I didn't actually change that. I just was lazy. And the arms were pretty straightforward. I actually wanted to give them a similar motif to the legs. That's why you see a lot of the round pieces on the joints here, and there. And you see that on the legs as well. You see all the round 2x2 plates and dishes there on the legs and the arms to give it kind of a similar look and a similar feel. And I didn't want the arms to be like just an elbow, just two parts. So I actually wanted them to be like very complex and overly complicated. So I added some extra joints in there to make it look really weird. Like it could just like reach out and kind of slither its arm toward you if it was going to grab you. So I think that's pretty much it for this build. That's all I wanted to say about it. Yeah, it's turned out really nice. I'm really happy with it. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this build. Do you guys like it? And that's pretty much it. So yeah, have a good weekend, everybody, and I will see you guys in the next video.